Hey guys, Zach with Talk of Sinners here. I just wanted to talk briefly about a couple of verses, maybe just one. We will see. Now, I'm kind of trying to decide which I want to talk about. By the way, I'm doing a complete walkthrough of the book of Ecclesiastes right now. I will release that series once it's completely done. So I was kind of thinking if I wanted to go in Ecclesiastes or if I wanted to jump to something else. So let's go ahead and jump to something else. Let's go straight up to the Gospel of Matthew, the 11th chapter, the 28th verse. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. So give me 1 second as I flip to that passage, and we will go from there. Alright, Book of Matthew, 11th chapter. And we're going to go with verse 28. Again, I will read the full verse. Let's go 28 through 30. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Verse 29. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me. For I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Okay, so I have talked a little bit in the past due to unforeseen circumstances in my life. I have definitely been this person. I've been the weary and burdened person, the tired person that was and should always be reaching out to God. I first off want to say that it does not make you less of a Christian, or neither does it mean you have less of a relationship with God or that God's not listening to you if you feel this way. If you feel tired, burnout, stressed, scared, depressed, anxious, whatever emotion you're feeling, just know this verse right here says, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened. We need to go to God with those emotions and not take them into other things, especially our own control is the most detrimental thing we can do. So again, when you're facing hardships, when the rug is pulled out from underneath you, as I said the other day, one important thing to know is that it's not because God is not listening to you. It's not because God does not care. It's for this reason that God wants you to come to Him. When you come near to God, He will come near to you. He'll show you great and unsearchable things that you do not know. And that would be a verse from the book of Jeremiah. But before we got any further into this discussion, I just really wanted to go ahead and point that out, that if you're going through something, this is your prime opportunity to run to God. To say the prayer that, God, I am lost, I am weary, I am burdened, and I do seek this rest that you speak of. Show me this rest. And it will happen. The verse says that God is gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. Some of us don't even know what the word rest is. Some of us think we know, but maybe we've never really found the rest that God is talking about in this verse in the book of Matthew that Matthew is writing. So what is rest, and what does that mean? How does it affect God? How does that affect our relationship with God? How does that affect our personal lives and our relationships, and what have you? There are so many causes of death. We were talking about this in a discussion group at school the other day, that stress leads to all different kinds of health malfunctions, of personal relationship malfunctions. And stress just being one of the indicators that I chose to talk about that can leave you weary and burdened, needing that rest. So that's basically what I wanted to touch on this verse. I just wanted to make it quick and easy. Whatever you're going through, just know that God is a God of wisdom. He is the creator of the universe, and He does not want us to stumble and fall and be miserable. He wants to continuously show us that we are a weak vessel, and I've said this before, and we need to rely on Him. So there may or may not be instances in your life where you make a mistake. Okay, God may or may not have known about that mistake, or what have you, but you made the mistake. It was a lack of your personal judgment. We all know how imperfect we are and how imperfect we will always be, so we come to the terms that this is a fact of life. We then run to God because we hear His promise. We hear His promise that He is weary, that if we are weary and burdened, He will give us rest. I simply cannot repeat that enough. Instead of running to whatever coping mechanism you have, if you're not running to God first, then the problems are not going to get fixed, one. And no matter how much you study the situation and what went wrong or what went right, you're never going to have true rest. So with that in mind, if you're going through anything, I encourage to go into immediate prayer, to read the Scriptures, and to read about people that have been in hard times. We can talk about Job. We can talk about any of the apostles. We can talk about any of the disciples. We can talk about all different kinds of people who have been beaten and killed for just not anything in their personal life, but this is all for one thing. This is all for God and for spreading the message. So I guarantee you that all of these people throughout history who have used God as their rock, there's a reason. It's because He is the Creator. So that's all I have for now. I will do my next post shortly, and thanks for listening. I appreciate it.